Welcome to Module 5. Our goal in Module 5 is to be able to use strategies such as mental math when dividing numbers. This specifically is going to be working with dividing multiples of 10 and 100. This is going to be super easy, you guys. As long as you know your basic division facts, you've got this. This is going to be, you're going to find some practice in the math book on page 92 to 93, or you can use the reteaching or practice side of 4-1. I'm actually pulling a problem from the reteaching side of 4-1 to work with today. I'm going to work with the number 1 here. So basically, move that up in there. Basically, when you're dividing with numbers that have a 0 in it, it's going to be a lot like the multiplication when we had the zeros. It was super easy. So first, what's our basic math fact here? 32 divided by 8. Well, it's 4 because I know that 8 times 4 is 32. So this is going to be 4. So now when I have a 0 added on here, I can just look at 32 divided by 8. I can kind of ignore that 0 for a minute. What's 32 divided by 8? Well, it's 4 because I know 8 times 4 is 32. So 4. But since I ignored that 0, now I have to add it back on. 40. 8 times 40 is 320 because 8 times 4 is 32. Add the 0 on, 320. Same thing. I have 2 zeros here. Well, I can ignore those for a minute. What's 32 divided by 8? It's 4. I had 2 zeros that I ignored, so I've got to put them back on. 400. Okay, now I'm going to throw some hard ones in that I don't think they're going to have you do right now in the practice, but it's really important to know for later on. So let's say you've got a 0 here and a 0 here. If I've got 360 divided by 30, I can do the same thing where I kind of ignore these zeros and I say, okay, what's 360 divided by 3? Well, 36 divided by 3 is going to be, what is 36 divided by 3, guys? I am so tired right now that my brain is kind of not working anymore. Divided by 3, 12. It's 12. Yeah, I just had to use my calculator for that. That one should have been easy. 3 times 12 is 36. Okay? So I'm checking my answer for reasonableness. Well, I ignored zeros. However, I ignored a 0 on this side, and I ignored the same amount of zeros on this side. So guess what? They kind of just cancel each other out. I don't add anything back on. Okay, so my whole answer is 12. 12 times 3 would be 36. And 12 times 30 would be 360. Okay, it's just 12. We don't add any zeros on. I'm actually going to change this problem to 2,200 divided by 20. All right, so I've got 2 zeros on this side and I've got 1 0 on this side. I can still ignore the zeros for now, okay? 22 divided by 2. Well, I know that's going to be 11 because 11 times 2 equals 22. I ignored some zeros here. I ignored 1 0 on this side, 1 0 on that side. I'm out of zeros here. I still have 1 0 that I have to deal with. Now I'm going to add a 0 back on. Only because there are more zeros on this side than there are on this side. Okay? Like I said, you're going to be dealing with this kind where you don't have the 2-digit dividend yet. But you will need to know this for the future when we do 2 digits divided, or multiple digits divided by 2 digits.